Nothing gentlemanly about it. First round out west, we are on the brink of brooms as the Thunder take the 3-0 series lead, 121-109 Saturday in Phoenix. Your headliner, obvious. Shai, 42 points on 15 of 18 from the floor. Efficiency be thy name. Taking a look at your best field goal percentage in a 40-plus point playoff performance. This, the second highest percentage, 83 from the field, as the Thunder and SGA are now one win away of round two. And for more, we welcome in CBS NBA analyst John Gonzalez. John, this is sort of like the 15-minute standing ovation at the Cannes Film Festival, like no notes. You just stand and you clap for what SGA pulled off. This is another performance efficient as they come. 42 on 15 of 18. What comes to mind from this 48?
He makes it look so easy, right? It's a playoff career high for him. I was watching the game, Joe, and I'm thinking like, he's okay today. And then I look at his line and I'm thinking, oh, wait, that's a playoff career high for him. And as you mentioned, the efficiency was ridiculous. 15 of 18 from the floor, but then also 11 of 12 from the line, which is really what makes him so difficult to defend against and to combat and to beat, because he gets to the line so easily, and when he gets there, he's automatic, and there's really nothing you can do about it. And I know a lot of people, it frustrates them. Some people don't like watching OKC as a result. I love it. I think it's a huge skill set. It's obviously a main reason why he's the defending MVP and most likely the two-time MVP and also the reigning finals MVP, because there's just absolutely nothing that you can do to slow that guy down. And even, again, on a night when it didn't look like he was putting in that much work, he really did. He was phenomenal tonight.
He gets to his spots and just so happens to get to the line as often as he does. This was beautiful basketball. If you don't like this, this just might not be for you. And the Thunder, they continue to ascend in a way over the last few years that we expect more out of them. And maybe that's the bar too high that we have set for them. But we are now one win away in each series from new guard versus old guard, OKC versus Lakers. We'll have plenty of time to break that down. But I offer that to ask you this. It feels like OKC is pacing themselves for what they now know is out in front of them, having done it a year ago, climbing that mountain once again. Are there further gears for this OKC team that we have not yet seen this postseason?
I don't even think that they've gotten out of first gear, right? If we're going to continue this you and I straining this metaphor here. I mean, you look at their team, they have Jalen Williams isn't going to play for, their foreseeable future. He's going to be reevaluated with that hamstring weekly, they said. He missed 49 games earlier this year. They're going to bring him along fairly slowly because they can, right? Like, look at what's happening in this series. It doesn't even look like they're trying that hard, Joe. Tonight, they have SGA's supreme effort. Okay, fine. You put that to the side. Only three other guys were in double figures: AJ Mitchell, Alex Caruso, and Chet Holmgren just barely. But they got contributions from everybody on that roster. So when you're talking about like what other gear can they reach, like wait until these guys start trying, right? I mean, Chet Holmgren and Hartenstein were good defensively tonight. Lou Dort and Kayson Wallace are always good defensively, as is Alex Caruso. And then you've got these other players on the bench, like the other Jalen Williams, Jay Will, Aaron Wiggins, Jared McCain, who's just like way at the end of the bench. And they're like, sure, let's throw him out there because there's not going to be any Jalen Williams and he can launch a couple of threes. I mean, it's remarkable how deep this team is and how many different ways Mark Dagnall has to beat you. So yes, I think like Oklahoma City, it's like they're very much pacing themselves right now.
A nightmare to prepare for whoever stands in their way. Again, one more with the Suns, likely all that it will take, and then probably the Lakers, who stand up 3-0. Maybe an early scout on the James to James lob is how you spend your time at this point. John Gonzalez, we appreciate your insight always. All right, a look here at most consecutive wins in the first round of the playoffs. They don't mess around. That's why I say likely only one more required. No interest in the gentleman's sweep. No interest in pushing food around and maybe taking one extra. 11 in a row in the first round and looking to complete a third consecutive first-round sweep.
When you have LeBron James, I guess. What a thriller last night as LeBron James scored 29 points, including this tying three-pointer with 13 seconds left in regulation to take a 3-0 series lead in the Western Conference first-round series, taking advantage of a Rockets team still without Kevin Durant. So with the win, the Lakers now have a chance Sunday night to pull off a sweep. Before the series got underway, the Lakers, as you see here, with just a 15% chance to win this series. So now 94% chance to win. So what a turnaround. Here's a look at the largest series upsets in the last 15 years. If the Lakers pull off this sweep, they would join this list alongside the Knicks, as you see here, who last year pulled off the win against Boston in the second round. They also had plus 550 odds to do that. For much more on how the Lakers can do it, let's bring back our own John Gonzalez. John, as I said, no Luka, no Reeves. How have the Lakers been able to put themselves in this position on the verge of a sweep of the Rockets?
Yeah, it's amazing, right? I mean, like, nobody was on the Lakers except for the Lakers, because when you miss two of your three best players on a team that is extremely top-heavy, what are the chances that you're going to get past a Rockets team that's top 10 in both offense and defense? And the answer is, well, we all kind of like underrated LeBron again, which is ridiculous. I mean, even at 41 years old, Jordan, man, this guy has been amazing in this series. I never get tired of watching him play, but especially in this series, you're just reminded again of how incredible he is. He played 45 minutes last night. He goes for a 29-point double-double. Yes, he had some turnover issues, but he has really buoyed the Lakers throughout this entire series, and he's gotten so much more out of his supporting cast than I thought possible. Marcus Smart goes for a double-double last night. He had 5 steals as well. He's been really good in the series. Luke Kennard has stepped up into the starting lineup and really filled some of the scoring void that's been left by not having Luka and Austin Reeves, and now they might get Austin Reeves back for Game 4. We'll see if that happens, but either way, this is just such an incredible performance by the Lakers, who I don't think anybody anticipated that they would not only win this series, and that's going to happen. This series is already a wrap, but do it so convincingly.
All right, so that was going to be my follow-up question. So you think they go ahead and pull off the sweep? That Game 4 is slated for tomorrow night, 9:30 Eastern time. Let's move on, shall we, to the Celtics, who are looking to take a commanding 3-1 series lead against the Sixers. How can they do it?
Yeah, I mean, for the Celtics, it was just about trying to knock down some shots, right? I mean, and they finally did that. They shot 43% from 3 in Game 3, and they had a really cold night in Game 2. The other difference was they really limited VJ Edgecombe. VJ Edgecombe in Game 2 went absolutely supernova. He went for 30 and 10. He was the first rookie since Tim Duncan to put up those numbers. He's obviously not Tim Duncan, but to be in that company is pretty impressive. But in Game 3, he goes 0 for 7 from 3, so he definitely cooled off. They played much better. And then just the Jays, Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown. At some point in that game, when the Sixers were making them work a lot harder than you would expect a Celtics team that is infinitely better than the Sixers, you just wouldn't expect them to have to work that hard against Philly. I think the Jays looked around and went, what are we doing here? It's the Sixers. We're the Celtics. We've won a bunch of championships. They haven't. Let's play like that. And they did it, especially in the fourth quarter as they closed it out. And they really helped overcome. Derek White has been fantastic this season, but his shot has sort of vanished recently. And so those other two guys really picked up the offensive load. While Derek White's still playing great defense, they're going to need him to find that moving forward.
Okay, let's move on to the Spurs and Victor Wembanyama, who obviously, as we know, remains in concussion protocol. The Spurs right now have a 2-1 series lead against the Trailblazers. How cautious, though, should they be here with Wemby?
Yeah, I mean, he's the franchise, right? I don't think you need to really rush him back. The Spurs are a better team than the Blazers without Wemby. I mean, obviously with him, they super level up, but they're already top 5 in offense and defensive rating during the regular season. He took a pretty nasty fall, right? I mean, he only played 12 minutes in that game, and his jaw bounced twice off of the floor. So once you go into the concussion protocol, I'm kind of surprised that he even made the trip and got on the plane to go to Portland, because for the first 48 hours, you can't do anything. And then after that, you have to go through this long checklist where they make you bike and jog and do agility work and all this stuff. And then you have to have a neurological evaluation. And then on top of that, you have to be symptom-free before they'll clear you to play. So I guess he was ahead of schedule. But yes, with a 2-1 series lead, and you're going back to San Antonio anyway, no matter what happens in Game 4, I would be awfully cautious with him, because it's not just about winning the series, which I anticipate that they'll do anyway. It's about making a deep run in this postseason when you haven't been in the playoffs in forever. So you have a chance to do something special here.
Most definitely. Lastly here, let's hit on the Raptors, who are eyeing to even this series after a dominant performance in Game 3. What stood out to you about that one?
They finally played defense, right? I mean, the Raptors' offense is middle of the pack. They're just okay. They're 15th in offensive rating during the regular season. Their defense, though, is what has really elevated them this year. They were 5th in defensive rating, and the first 2 games did not go great for them. Then they go to Toronto and they go, oh yeah, we can play defense, and they hold the Cavs to 104 points. A couple other things that stood out: RJ Barrett and Scotty Barnes combined for 66 points. They got 22 points from CMB, Colin Murray-Boyles, off the bench, which was really impressive. Now, no Manuel Quickley for this series. That's a big bummer. And the other thing here is, if the Raptors actually want to get